She got a tech yesterday, also fell asleep on defense a couple of times, made a boneheaded take foul play after turning the ball over, and she was yelling at people. Caitlin Clark is about to get nasty, and I can't wait to see it.
So I loved this sequence with the Aaliyah Boston block on one end, and in transition, Caitlin Clark from the logo. That is what you expect from Caitlin Clark. That was her first logo three. You see the reaction from the crowd. Loved the crowd there at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indiana. And I thought that yesterday was such a perfect reminder of what has made Caitlin Clark a phenomenon. And I say phenomenon. I am not saying best player in the league. I am not saying the only player who should be gaining attention in the WNBA season. That is not the point. She is factually a phenomenon. Like, that is what happens when there is such a surge of attention and energy and momentum around a player that is shifting into a space where there are more eyeballs than ever before. We found out this morning that Caitlin Clark signed a deal with Wilson, and they are going to do an entire signature basketball collection for Caitlin Clark. Who is the last person who Wilson did a signature basketball collection with? Michael Jordan. In the 80s. And so Caitlin Clark having that kind of opportunity just speaks to the marketability. And again, back to that word, like phenomenon. And in yesterday's game, you see the logo 3, which can blow the roof off a place. You see the spiciness from the technical foul. You see the passing. That was always something that got secondary coverage, but is one of the brightest spots of Caitlin Clark's game. And as that two-woman game between her and Aaliyah Boston continues to grow, it really can be the future of success for the Fever. You also saw her get hurt early in the game yesterday and come back to it. And so all of that combined, you finally got a better taste. Now, the ultimate taste will be when the Fever finally get their first win, and now they're 0-4. But you're going to see this growth continue. I just wish we could have rational, normal conversations about Caitlin Clark, and you and I can, and I know there are other people who can, but from the larger scale, my God, people have gone insane. It is either the Caitlin Clark can do no wrong, the reason she doesn't have a win is because her team stinks and everyone has failed her and they should rebuild the whole thing around her. And I saw so much hate on Aaliyah Boston yesterday for blowing the layup at the end. It happens. Aaliyah Boston had a better all-around game than Caitlin Clark had yesterday. Sorry about it. And the other side of it is like cheering for Caitlin Clark to fail, like not wanting her to be good, not wanting her to grow, enjoying the moments of struggle that she's having along the way. And it's just, I swear, Caitlin Clark has brought out like the biggest weirdo energy of sports coverage and sports fandom. And I don't think it's going anywhere. So we're all going to have to get used to it. I just wish we could adapt.
The only weird thing about it is this is happening with a woman, and we don't do that a whole lot because we don't play women attention in sports.
Yeah.
But like you go across sports, you think about a great woman. This is what the coverage is. And not just a great woman, a great dude. Anytime greatness emerges, you got people who hate on it. Like that's just what it is. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is greatness. I'm not saying that she will be to the WNBA what Serena or Venus were to tennis, or what Simone Biles was to gymnastics or still is. I'm not saying that she'll be what Rapinoe was to women's soccer. What I am saying is that in this moment, she is a phenomenon. Like you said, people are interested in watching her for various reasons, some to cheer on, some to cheer against her. And that's just sports. That's just what we do. If you don't like what is being done here with her, might I introduce you to Wemby? Because we're doing it with Wemby also. We are absolutely, hey, this dude, sure, he's got a bunch of empty stats this, empty stats that. We do this from time to time with not just basketball players and women, but with football players and baseball players. This is how we talk about sports. It's stupid. I don't like doing it. I would much rather spend my time after mentioning, oh, people are interested in Caitlin Clark. Here you go. Now let's use this as a diving board to dive in to some of the things that are going to matter in the wins-loss column. Like, if the Sun don't get better three-point shooting, I don't care how dominant Thompson is. I don't care how many triple-doubles she averages. They're not going to be able to get past the Aces and the Liberty. Specifically Liberty because they're in the East, right? Like, you got to go through them. There's not enough shooting. DeWanna Bonner has not shot the ball particularly well to start the season. She was 1 of 7 last night, if I remember correctly. And if they don't have the shooting around Thompson, you're able to just pack it in. You're able to say, all right, we've got Jonquel Jones and Breanna Stewart. Good luck. Thompson, go out there and try and win this game. And she can, but she can't do it if she's going 1-on-2 and there's no space down low, right? Like, I'd rather talk about those things. I'd rather talk about Dejanay's defense again, right?
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.